Um, is it enough? I can't answer that now because I think it's a start, right? I think the motive of doing music, first of all, gospel music, first of all, is not to win an urban gospel category, is to be able to reach the entire world, right? Is to be able to go to the ends of the world with your music and all of that. But this is a really good start, like I said. It's a great start.
Job hot. Assembly Diloto. Hey! Aye!
The Telecel Ghana Music Awards have called for entries. Yes, the 2025 Ghana Music Awards, that is the Telecel Ghana Music Awards, have called for entries for this year for musicians to submit their music or their works in the year under review. That is the 2024 calendar for consideration on whether they are going to nominate them for the 2025 edition of the Ghana Music Awards. Well, they've made some few changes, added some categories and taken some of them out. I am here to give you updates on the new changes that have been done. I'm talking about the new categories that have been involved or that have been added to that particular on this particular edition. Well, my name is Roland Amate. You're welcome to another exciting edition live on Info Day, live on Roland Report. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe and also share your views in the comment section. And also, don't forget, the Shagzy has got us covered, as well as Tete Kwashi Art Market. So we all know we are in a new year, and definitely one of the topmost events on our event calendar is the Telecel Ghana Music Awards, organized by Charterhouse. And of course, in the conversation, they've actually dropped a press statement and also announced some categories that have been added onto the scheme or into the scheme. Well, let me go straight into their press release, and when I'm done, we'll enter into the new categories that have been introduced. So it says, call for entries for the 26th Telecel Ghana Music Awards. On behalf of the board, our distinguished sponsors and esteemed partners, we extend our warmest regards to all musicians or to all music stakeholders and officially announce the commencement of nominations for the 26th Telecel Ghana Music Awards. The scheme is accepting submissions for all commercially released works in the year 2024 from January 1st to December 31st. All entries from artists, artist management, record labels, producers, instrumentalists, music composers, and music industry stakeholders should be submitted via the online portal at www.entry.ghanamusicawards.com before or on Sunday, 16 February 2025. Please note that the categories of TGMAs have been revised, and the revision affects definitions and additions. These changes are available on the official website, that is www.ghanamusicawards.com, and on the official social media pages, that is Ghana Music Awards on Facebook and GH Music Awards on Instagram and X. Kindly refer to these changes and be advised accordingly. For further inquiries or clarification, kindly send a mail to info@ghanamusicawards.com. Thank you. And signed by Head of Public Events and Communications, that is Mr. Robert Clark. Now, let's go straight into the other conversation. So that is it. This is the announcement for the new category, or for artists who like the awards or who want to participate in the award scheme to submit their works for consideration and nomination. And two categories that have been added to this year's categories include the Best African Song and the Best Urban Contemporary Gospel Song. For me, the Best African Song, so mostly what we know is the Best African Artist. Best African Artist is the one that we know. But now, the Best African Song has also been added to this particular category, and that is what this whole conversation is about. But then, this is where my focus is. So the Best African Song says, the Best African Song is the song adjudged by the Academy, Board, and general public as the most popular song of a non-Ghanaian African act, commercially released in the year under review. The song must have generated most public excitement and enjoyed a lot of patronage from the Ghanaian general public. Now, this is where my focus is. Let's come back home. Let's come back. This is where I say African song, African acting, they know you're different. With that one is different. But here then, this is where my focus is. Best urban or contemporary gospel song. And this is the category definition for it. It says the best urban contemporary gospel song is the song adjudged by the Academy, Board, and the general public as the most popular urban or contemporary gospel song, and that is music that combines gospel with elements of R&B, hip-hop, and other pop genre, commercially released in the year under review. The song must have generated the most public excitement and enjoy a lot of patronage from the general public. And the last line is where my interest is. It says, only songs performed by gospel artists are eligible for this category. For me, these are my reservations about this particular category. For me, I said on Sammy Flex TV that the first time this particular conversation or this particular category was introduced, that was the first time I saw it, I laughed because of certain things in there. Now, this is a new category, mind you, and this is a category that is awarding best urban or contemporary gospel song. Now, in the definition that was given, it pushes me to ask certain questions. Okay, in terms of the elements that were mentioned in there, they talked about the song must be a gospel song and must have elements of R&B, hip-hop, and other pop genre. And here, it includes rap, R&B singing, Afrobeats, high life, hip lifestyle, or even amapiano. And all these styles are styles that can be infused into gospel songs, which will make them urban or contemporary gospel songs. Now, in that aspect, so I'm asking myself, why didn't they add the artist category to it? Why didn't they add the artist category to it? Because if they add the artist category to it, I think it will make lots of sense. And again, one of the questions that I've been asking is that if you say this is strictly to only gospel artists, now I am also asking myself that who is a gospel artist? And I know in the scheme's operation, there is no clear-cut definition of who a gospel artist is. And I know if we should call people to come and define who a gospel artist is or what gospel is about, hey, we could explain. We could explain. No evidence. So, restricting this particular category to only gospel artists, I think is very, 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 very unfair. Because, you see, there are songs that are considered gospel songs. And these songs have elements or popular elements like the mentioning of God and Jesus in there. And we know how some secular artists, as we would call them, are able to create songs with these same elements that we are talking about. So a typical example is somebody like Bishop Yesu. The song that he would mention Jesus Christ's name, Yesu dear Onsemo, this is a hip-hop, a trap song, a hip-hop song with Jesus mentioned, praised and everything in there. But unfortunately, somebody like Bishop will not be able or is not eligible for this category. Or that particular song is not eligible for this category. But rather, if a Scott Evans, a Ken's Kid, and the same song, the same lyrics, the same element, editor, yeah, that person is eligible. For me, I think it is unfair. And because of that, it is either this category is scrubbed off or that particular line is looked at again. And the last one has to do with the artist part of this category. In terms of researching, it gives me a different vibe. Why wasn't the artist category added to this if indeed we want it to come out? Or we want to give this particular genre or this particular offshoot of the gospel fraternity a separate category? Because if you want to award a song, it is these artists who do the song. So if somebody wins best contemporary or urban song, why can't the person be the best contemporary or urban artist? That is also another huge question. So what happens to that category? Or we are saying one step at a time. If it is one step at a time, then let's take this off. Because even in its definition itself, even with this definition, I feel it is discriminatory in that aspect. One, because a gospel musician or what gospel is cannot be easily defined, or the scheme has not defined who a gospel artist is, or who a gospel musician or what a gospel song is. But then it has a definition for urban or contemporary gospel, where it is taking part of its element or its definition from a gospel definition or a gospel category definition. And for me, I think it doesn't utter well for the scheme. So these are just one. But then, King's Kid also granted an interview with DJ Slim on Hits FM today, and he also shared his view on this new category that has been created for them. According to King's Kid, he says it is not enough, even with the song that have been created. It is not enough even with a song that has been created, because it is these artists who make these songs. So if a category has been created for a song, then definitely a category should be created for the artist.
But the name King's Kid is quite synonymous to being like the go-to of urban gospel in Ghana. And I want to ask you this question. Do you think this is enough for urban gospel?
Is it enough? I can't answer that now because I think it's a start, right? I think the motive of doing music, first of all, gospel music, first of all, is not to win an urban gospel category, is to be able to reach the entire world, right? Is to be able to go to the ends of the world with your music and all of that. But this is a really good start, like I said. It's a great start. My vision, essentially, is to see my artist or the people who told the line that I told standing boot for boot with all of the other artists. I think when I saw it, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I was saying, this is really great. But I, for one, am the person who is looking at taking something like Rap Artist of the Year or Afro Gospel Song of the Afro Beat Song of the Year, Pop Song of the Year. And eventually the first ever artist of the year should be able to emerge from urban gospel as well. But as a category, I think it's a really, really brilliant idea because not everybody will be able to, like stand boot for boot with all of the other artists. Do you understand? So yeah. I think it's a great start. Is it enough? I don't know. I think it's personal. For me, it's not enough. Maybe.
So
maybe for other people, it might be enough. For me, I think it's a start. And it's an inspiration to all the artists to be able to work harder to stand boot for boot, because I definitely want to see, if not me, an urban or Afro gospel artist being able to win Artist of the Year one day. Yeah.
King's Kid, thanks a lot for joining us.
But then I also feel that, Charlie, perhaps as an award scheme or a private entity, it obviously makes business sense. And that is the angle that I think they are coming from. And if it is that angle that they are coming from, of course, you cannot fault the entity for creating such a category. But my own is that if it is one that is going to create a lot of loopholes and may not stand the test of time, because there have been so much public outcry. There have been so much public outcry for other genre, like the likes of Adzonto and other genre that were even more popular than the urban gospel genre or the urban gospel side. Yet, those arguments did not see daylight. A category like Group of the Year self was scrubbed off because, according to them, it wasn't commercially viable. It was not making business sense. Even though there are still active people who are practicing as groups they are releasing, both from the gospel side and from the secular side. We have music groups in this country. They still said that it will not do anything. And I believe if one of the reasons for creating this category is to encourage people, then all those instances should also be looked at. If not, then we will not be doing ourselves a great service. But then, this is what is coming from the camps of the Charterhouse, that is the Ghana Music Awards, which is now known as Telecel Ghana Music Awards. Share your views in the comment section. Let me hear from you. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or you don't agree? But there's a big news coming up from the camp of Shatta movement this year in connection with the Ghana Music Awards. I will bring you the next information, like that particular information, in the next episode. So don't forget to subscribe, press the notification icon. I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.
The matter chop hot. A 7 Diloto. Hey! Aye! Hey!